And even though I could see that that missile turret, I decided to just, you know, well, why not fly in there anyways, right? So not the best on my part, and finally I do decide I'm gonna take this out. So I take my low health Banshee and chase that down. And man, I don't know why he's investing so much in this Reapers. I mean, once it failed, just realize it failed. He just keeps building the Reapers anyway, so pretty awesome, I guess. And he does lift off that barracks to run back to his base. So the main reason I wanted to show this was that just to show how you can counter this kind of cheese, pretty much, because it's not game over if you get cheesed. Obviously you'll be behind, but if you can hold out, they'll be behind as well, so it just kind of shows some tactics you can do in order to hold off the cheese. So here he does have a starport coming up, but I do manage to deny that, for now at least. And now my two Banshees I finished repairing them so I can send them back in. It's very important to make sure you repair them, especially in a situation like this where you're so far behind the economy, or you're having such troubles with economy. Every unit counts, especially with these Banshees because they're pretty much my main force. So I got caught a little off guard there by that turret. Well, not off guard, but a little misplay on my part is more accurate. Alright, so I do get that starport, which is good that I denied that. And I did build a Viking because I was worried at the time that he had a starport coming up. But turns out he didn't quite have it. So now I move away that one Banshee that has no health, just so that I don't have to worry about it getting sniped by one Marine kind of thing. Which is always good. If you have a low health unit like that you can repair, especially in a situation like this, just run it away. It's better to just go off and repair it, you know, not have it fighting than to lose it. So I quickly pull off some SCVs to rebuild that. And here you can see I'm fighting the factory because if he doesn't have a factory he can't build a starport. But if I go to everyone view for a second, you can see that he actually did build a starport and I just can't see it. Which is unfortunate for me that he's got this going. But I start running over here because I'm looking to see if maybe he expanded at some point. But it doesn't look like he did. So I was a little worried about that because I would of course be behind if he managed to build up a an expansion. He had two bases to my one. And now I see he has a Viking, so at the time I remember I was confused because I didn't know where his starport was, because I thought I did such a good job denying it, but not quite. So I do have my one Viking that I remembered to build, or build almost unintentionally even. Now I get another one. But if I switch to his view for a second... Oh no, not yet. Never mind. Let's go back to my view. I was gonna say, because at one point he does put a reactor on that and he starts mainlining Vikings from it. But apparently that hasn't happened yet, so forget about that. Just go back to my camera here. So there, I was destroying tech labs actually, because I realized I don't really want marauders so much. I just want to start pumping out cheap marines so I can flood flood units into his base. And that way, well, he can't really do anything to counter it, other than build marines of his own. But I am building tanks as well, so I figured if I could just siege up some tanks, flood in some marines, then I'd be in good position.
Add-on complete.
So I'm just kind of building up here, and I do see that he has those Vikings over there. So I'll just send in my force, clean that up, because I do want to get that second base up and running if I can. And here he does lift them off, so I'm forced to lose a Viking, but of course I got the first shot, so I'll be in better shape. And now I'm just going to go scouting around with those Banshees, while at the same time pumping out as many Marines as I can. And that way, when it does come time to attack, I should have a pretty decent army. And of course remembering to build more SCVs. And I have to repair up that Viking, because I know since he's just mainlining Vikings that I'll be able to, I'll need all of them in order to be able to beat that. And another reason why I chose the Marines is because I realized he was just building up a force to counter my Banshees. So I can shoot the Vikings with Marines, but I can't with Marauders. But my tanks will be able to take out whatever's on the ground. So that was the thinking behind getting those reactors instead. And here I accidentally run into his whole army of Vikings. And I'm forced to run there, so I do see that he's expanding, but I lose a Banshee and one in heavy red. Let's see how much health does he have. Oh, 20 health, okay. The reason I checked is because I remember a little while ago they added 10 health to the Banshee. See, it's 140 now instead of 130, so I was wondering if that actually did save me a Banshee, but I guess not in that case. Seems like a very small change, but it's pretty helpful. So now, you see, I've got a pretty decent sized army, and I definitely want to put pressure on his expansion down here, and I'll easily be able to do that with this. So I've got 4 Vikings and 4 Banshees in this whole army.
Upgrade.
I'm thinking I'm in pretty good shape, and I actually ended up running into his Vikings over here, which was interesting. I really wasn't expecting to see those, but now my 3 Vikings to his 1 will be able to clean that up. So the Marine's very helpful there, so you can see why I picked that. And just go back to my camera here. And Starport, I'm building up more Banshees because I'm not really worried about his Vikings anymore because I have the Marines for that. Definitely want the Banshees though. And continuing to expand on that second base. Make sure I've got everything up and running. And probably what I should have done actually is scouted this a little better, because I ended up running into these tanks, which really wasn't a very good idea. But yeah, just back out my air units because I did clear out those tanks. And so I just I'm trying to clean up all the missile turrets so that I can fly my units in there to clean this up. I accidentally run my Vikings in there. And I think he got a planetary fortress on that, but it was a little slow coming up, so. So now I'm kind of just looking on the ridge, and I do see that he has a siege tank there, which isn't very good for me. And I just kind of blindly run my units in there like all the best players would. But this is really all he has, so at this point, pretty much GG. Although this is not a good game because he didn't really play me, he just tried to cheese me, but I said GG anyways, even though at the time I didn't really feel like it. But that's that game. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll be back with more in the future. Thanks for watching.